Death Stranding 2 doesn't feature Solid Snake, Lookalike explained by Hideo Kojima. In the Death Stranding 2 trailer, a new character named Neil, played by Luca Marinelli, is introduced. Solid Snake isn't in Death Stranding 2. Don't get your hopes up. Actor Luca Marinelli plays new character Neil in the sequel. Neil's appearance, and even the way he's shown wearing a bandana, strongly resembles Solid Snake, the protagonist of the Metal Gear Solid series. Kojima's statement. Hideo Kojima has clarified that Neil is not Solid Snake, despite the similarities. He has stated that he found Marinelli to be a striking physical resemblance to Solid Snake and that he wanted to use the actor to replace Cliff in Death Stranding, indicating that Neil's character would surpass Mads Mikkelsen in his portrayal. Kojima shares behind the scenes of casting process for DS. Kojima talked about the casting of Death Stranding 2's character Neil, who's played by Italian actor Luca Marinelli. Intentional reference. While not an outright appearance of Solid Snake, Kojima's decision to cast Marinelli, who he has previously noted could be a spitting image of Solid Snake in a bandana, suggests a deliberate nod to his iconic character. Distinct universes. It's important to remember that Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding take place in separate universes, so a direct appearance of Solid Snake is unlikely. Kojima's intent. Kojima's casting choices and the visual similarities between Neil and Solid Snake suggest that he is paying homage to his most famous creation without directly bringing him into the Death Stranding universe. Kojima notes, Luca Marinelli, the man we asked to play the role of Neil. I first learned of him through his role as the antagonist, Fabio Canizzaro/Zingaro, in the Italian film They Call Me Jeeg, and I fell in love with his amazing acting in Jack London's autobiographical film, Martin Eden, which was released in Japan in 2020. It was a great film, and I was asked to help promote it when it was released. That was when I was contacted by a representative of the Japanese distributor. He told me that Luca had read my comments and wanted my contact info so he could convey his feelings directly to Kojima. Soon after, I received an email from Luca. The email reads, I grew up with Metal Gear. I am a big fan of yours. I am very honored that you saw the film I starred in. I wanted to tell you this directly. Kojima explains that during the pandemic, when he was casting for Death Stranding 2, Neil would be an important character that replaces Cliff from the first Death Stranding, and how the fans would not be satisfied unless the casting would surpass Mads Mikkelsen, who played Cliff in the first game. Adding to his casting choice, Kojima states, I also watched Luca in The Old Guard on Netflix. I decided that Luca was the only choice for the role of Neil and sent him an email with an offer. Apparently, Luca was in the mountains of Tibet filming The Eight Mountains, 2022, at the time. I don't know if it's true or not, but he had just come down from the mountains where he was filming and happened to be thinking about me before he saw my message, and Luca said, This has been a spiritual experience.